Welcome to Trading Lounge and the commodity futures for Wednesday, March the 30th, starting with the US dollar index here. So yes, this wave 4's just gotten a little bit more complicated. It's still in a corrective pattern here. So we do have 5 waves over here, so we can look at it as well. We can put the A wave here and look at it as an A and a B and a C for the B wave, and 5 waves down here. I was just waiting to see if we get 5 waves moving down here. It started to move down, so it could finish at this point. Otherwise, I need to move this over here and look at a triangle pattern of an A, B. Well, that needs to get a bit more complicated in here. D and E over here for this as well. So I'll just keep an eye on it. But yeah, it's just drifting sideways. So it's not ready to push up yet. So US spot gold, so this is a weekly chart, just going back to cycle wave 3 here with primary A, B and C here for wave 4, and then primary 1 and 2 here, and primary 3 and 4 here in this triangle pattern, and then moving up for wave 5 here of wave 5. So once we get to the top here, then we'd be looking for another ABC pattern here that will, of this previous support over here, will give us that support, and then we'll move up again from that point. From wave 4 here to wave 5, we're looking for 5 waves up, so wave 1 and 2, and then 3, 4, 5. This could get a bit more complicated. Sorry to say, I have mentioned it before, and I did mention it this morning in the Australian video. I don't think it's the case, but we could look at wave 3 here with an A wave, a B wave and a C wave down to here, and then up from that point. I don't think it's the case, but I do have to point it out, and which I have done previously as well. It's possible, but commodities are looking quite chirpy, so we'll stay with the positive side for the meantime. So looking at this as wave 1 up here and back for wave 2, we'll go to our tick chart for that, bring in a bit more data here. So we've got our wave 1 to the upside here, and we get this into perspective here. So from wave 1 here going back to wave 2, so normally, well, in most cases with a wave 2 we're looking for a zigzag pattern, and a zigzag pattern just looks like this. It's called a zigzag, and it's 5 waves in the first wave, 3 in the second as the B wave, and then 5 in the third here. So we've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for our A wave, we've got our 3 for the B wave, and then we're looking 5 for our wave 2 here. Now it is possible, as I mentioned in the Australian video this morning, that there's 2 things that can occur here that we need to keep an eye on. First of all, our 5 waves that we've got down through to here has only just nipped the low over here, but that's sufficient for it to be completed actually. So we could put this there as wave C of 2 and being completed, and then we just go straight up from there. If that's not the case, then we'll be looking to come down further. I'm just going to clean this up here, and coming down further would be looking at this here as wave 1, and then in here as an ABC for wave 2, and then moving down into wave 3, coming down here probably a little bit faster for a wave 3, and then wave 4, and then wave 5 for wave 2. Now this was our target area, so we're in our target area, so it's highly possible that we're in wave C of 2 here with our 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 that we counted down here. So what do we do about this situation? Well, the only way I know around it is that as this wave 1 here and this wave 2 here to come down here would also be looking for an A and a B and a C. So once again, it's a zigzag pattern, and it would be 5 waves, 3 waves and 5 waves. So after the 5 waves are completed up here, then we could go long, because we know that we'd have a top in place at that point. So that's what I'm thinking at that point. Currently for the A wave here, or wave 1 for the bullish move, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last fifth wave is in here, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're close to the top of that one there. So yeah, this one will be in 3 waves, and then this will be in 5 waves. So I don't really know to be able to figure it out any other way. But yeah, I don't want to get your hopes up, but there is a good chance that wave B and to wave C is completed as wave 2 for 2 reasons. One is that it's in the 50 to 61.8%, but wave 2 can pull back, you know, much deeper. It can pull back into the 78.6, which will be probably down here somewhere, or it could even move further down than that. But all said and done, I think that that's there's a really good possibility that's done. Now, do I send folks long at this point? I can't do that because I don't know I don't know this internal structure here, so we'll just have to wait. We could, if you wanted to try to catch this trend up here, if it was indeed going up there instead of waiting for this move up here, we could look at, in the next video, we could look at this being an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here, which it will be. So that means that we could get a position on top of that little tiny B wave there. Now the market would push up here, so, and then it can pull back, you know, if it was going to be bullish or otherwise, from that wherever the low is to that point there, it can pull back 61.8%, so it can come back to where you entered, you know. So that means that we can basically put the stop under this low here. So that would be the risk that you'd be risking. So that makes you think, well, am I prepared to take that, and how do I go about it, what size position should I take, and all those sort of things. Well, I think that in this case, one of the first logical things to do is not to put full risk on and take that large trade there, but just to reduce it and take a quarter or half or whatever you think that's necessary at that point. But it's high risk at that point, and then we will look to add with a classic trading levels pattern on top of 1930, which is the top of minor group 1 here. So that would be a nice place to do it at that point. So do I think that it's going up there? Well, it has pulled back to its 50-60%. It's done everything that it's supposed to do. The wave C here is rather short compared to wave A, so that's a problem. So we could certainly come down as an A, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So that's the risk at that point. The other reason I think that it may go up here is looking at silver. So if I just flip over to silver, silver has come down quite a lot, really, hasn't it? It's also pulled down to its 61.8%, so we could take that length here, and it's probably not the same match as the one over here, but it's a decent size. It's a good chunk of it, isn't it? You know, probably 61.8% of wave A, so that would also be acceptable and pulling back into this space here. But we do have the same problem. I mean, I'm calling wave 2 low in here. The move up here looks impulsive. What we need to do now is look at the top and the bottom and look at the 50-60% retracement level, which is here. So that means that we can go through the same situation again as well. So this could be wave 1 down here, all of this, and coming back for wave 2 here. In that case, it would be the same as gold. We'd be looking for the A wave here somewhere. The wave B would pull back here, and the wave C would move up into this area through here, back at the $25 mark. So a zigzag pattern coming into play here, also with a little B wave, an ABC for the B wave, and then up for the C wave. And at that point it can fail and move down from that point, or it can basically climb on top and would get a classic trading levels pattern, and then we would look to go long at that point. Yeah, so food for thought. But it has pulled back to its 61.8%, so I think that we should be okay, you know. I'm just checking on other things. Normally find the distance that goes above is the distance that goes below, but normally in the overshoot pattern, but that's not the overshoot pattern. So if the classic trading levels pattern, that's the entry, that's the safe bet. Okay, so we've had our arrival, reaction, first high above the level, the ABC correction, that's where we go long. Now we try to move in earlier than that. It does look like this here is pretty close to its 5 waves up, so it will pull back, so we can go get, say, half a position on wave B here for this, but that's where the risk would be. So you know, at least you know the risk at this point. So even if you trade 10 contracts, we'll just get 1 or 2 at this point, you know, and then we can build up through here, or not at all and wait for that, wait for the right setup. So that's where that is. I mean, most commodities are going through this particular pattern, you know, the A, the B and the C here. Well, crude oil is, copper could be, the other ones are okay. So anyway, that's that. The safe trade is back on the $25 mark, and we need to work through this, otherwise we can go long on the little B wave there, and we should have time to look at that too in tomorrow's session. So iron ore's doing everything that sort of I expected it to do, with wave 1 up here, wave 2 here, wave 1 and 2, and then wave 1 and 2 here. I suppose we could put in a little wave 1 here for that. I might just shrink that down a little bit. Wave 2 here, and then we're looking up for wave 3. So we're in the third of the third of the third. So as I mentioned, we should move along quite nicely through here. The 900 is there, that's a medium level, and that's going to give us a little bit of grief there, but it shouldn't be too bad because of where we are within the structure. We're not at the end of a structure or at the beginning of a structure, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem at that point. We're long in BHP, Rio, FMG. You can do the same for Vale as well. So crude oil. So this one's another situation where we've got wave 1 up here and we're looking back for wave 2. It's pretty clear that we've got, well, we could look at there's an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here, but the problem is I don't have 5 waves up here if I include this here. Maybe I shouldn't include that. Maybe that's the end of it over that. Maybe that's my mistake at that point. And then I'm left with 5 waves. But still I've got 5 waves here. That should be in there. Actually, that's there and that's there. But you know, as 5 waves, we haven't made a new low here. So really these should all be green here. So I might just put that into play here. So in this case it looks like we will have further to move down. So in this case it could be down for wave 1 here and back for wave 2 over here, and these ones go in here because we haven't come anywhere near making a new low here for this, and this is 5 waves here, 1 2 1 2 3 4. Yep. So that's yeah, it looks a little bit more bearish here. I think we're coming down further for this. Okay, so let me just think about this for a second. I mean, it should line up with the other commodities. That's my thing. Let me just finish this off, and I want to go back to, let's figure out what to do. I wouldn't want to like send us short when it actually goes up that way. So I just need to think about this for a second. I need a way out of it that would pull back deeper into this space. So it's in line with gold, really, isn't it? Because we've got gold's got the 5 waves down here, and so is silver. So it's going to be the same thing, except so we've got something like this. We've got this one. I'll leave that there. Obviously, we can go long above the wave 2 here. And then build in over this side here as well. I think I'm going to bring these back into, breathe life into these guys here again. Bring them up one step, because I can't see them being out of sync. I know that's a bit of a weird thing to say, but an A and a B and a C wave, and I think it's got to come to here. So that would be there. I'm just going to put this up here as wave 1. It can stay there. Because this is, when I look at this here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it just didn't come low enough, but it's sort of okay. That also gives me a little 5-wave structure there as well. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I reckon we could squeeze that in there, you know. So what I'm really trying to do is just to get you thinking outside of the box, that's all. So we don't want to miss anything. So see, that's pulled back nicely into the that space. So, but that doesn't matter so much. So what we've got to look out for is this being wave 1 up here and having a wave 2 pull back in here. And let's just go in here and have a look at this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got some sort of correction happening here. So we've either got a bit small for that wave 1 perhaps, so we'll probably have to put that there, or wave A on top of that. So I'm just building it, just trying to figure out the best way to I'm a good loser, but I don't like losing. So we know that's an impulse wave. I mean, the safest thing to do is to wait for this high here, because this will be, this one here will be looking for some sort of little A, B and C wave here for that. We'll see how far it pulls back, and then up to here. So all we need to track is 5 waves here, and anything above the 5 waves we can go long. So we could also view it here as well as a classic trading levels pattern sitting on this level here. Okay, so you know that pattern anyway, so that shouldn't be, if I'm if I don't see it in time, that's what you're looking for. So that level is the 11,000 there. So it's coming back to here. If at the 11,000 you get the first high above the level, then that's where you go long from. Then you try to get the second one and the third one here, and that's what we're doing over here for that. So looking for that first high above the level. So I think we'll just leave this open here as a two-way thing. Yeah, I'm okay with it actually being wave 1 here and 2 here and 1 here and 2 here. That would come over to here for that. And then this is going to be wave 1, but wave 1 is going to be up here further for that, and wave 2. So we just got to get past that box there. So a classic trading levels pattern on 11,000 is going to send us long at that point. Okay, I'll just there's still a good possibility for this to come down, but we're just looking at both sides to be sure. We don't want to be caught out in this. And if I can see this is going to be the third wave here, then I'll look for a short trade setup in that. But it's more important at this point to capture this on the long side. So don't be fixed on any particular side at this point in time. Let's just stay open, stay flexible, and look for trade setups. Copper's the same as well. So with copper here, we had this as wave 1 here, and we got wave 2 here, or wave 2 over here. In both cases, it hasn't really given us a nice wave down here. It hasn't given us a nice ABC, which I'm putting there anyway, and having the C wave as 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not very good for the third wave here. It's a tad shorter than this one here, I think. But it doesn't count as 5 waves either very well. Let me just double check on something. No, that's all part of that. We can't separate that. Can't separate that. So yeah, look, this is a bit sort of aftermath of this one here. So the reason that we sort of would consider, well, we've got a small trade here on the long side here, just a half position or quarter or a third, whatever. So we started counting up here as an ABC pattern, but we started end up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up here, you know. So that means that we could look at this as wave 1 up here and wave 2 here, and we've been triggered into the long side. And we started to look at this as 5 waves yesterday here, so I can just also look at that as wave 1 and 2 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that belongs to that, so that's there. I can move that to there, that to there. That needs to go there. So it does look like we've got a bit of an impulse wave here. This is also the, you know, the 50-60% retracement level area through here. So we're getting, this could be anything here, you know. I mean, it could be that this is an A, B and C wave up to here and then collapse from that point. So we've got that position in here. I think we're looking to go along above the B wave here. I think I'm just going to have to wait for another session, and we might need to capture it up here. So we might need to, let's just assume that the market is, that I'm right for a moment, and we'll look for the classic trading levels pattern on number 8 here, and we'll put in our full trade here. It's not a big difference than going long on the B wave here, because this structure here can just allow for another little, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here. Just take out that top there and then drop at that point. So I don't want to get caught in that. So there's not a big difference between that top here and being on top of the 48. So we'll just be a little bit safer there. We've got something tucked away in here on the long side. So yeah, let's just keep watching that for a moment. That would be hopefully wave 1 and 2, but I don't know that. This wave 2 still lingers here, but I feel we're doing all the right things at the right time within all of this. I know that we can look at that as an ABC. We could look at this as a 3-wave move for the A wave, the B wave and the C wave, but normally in that case you would want to see the wave C here and wave A here have some sort of equality to it, and I'm not getting that. But I still will leave the B wave there for a moment, and also the B wave here as well as an A wave to here, a B wave to here. It's a little bit small. I probably could go an A and a B and a C to that point. That could work, but that could work actually. But still leave wave C really short compared to wave A. As a 5-wave structure, it's got proportion and ratio, it's got the right look and feel about it. So I think we'll just stay with that for the moment. Yeah, okay, that's what we'll do with there. And nickel, so we all know the story with nickel, so I'm just going to be working with this little pattern just in here. Now I don't know what to make of this just yet. I was thinking this can be an A wave here and a B wave here, and then this could be 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd wave, 4th wave and 5th wave. So I was thinking here at the 33, because this is a major trading level, and then 31, 32 and 33 make up group 1. So let's just see if we can get a classic trading levels pattern sitting on this level here, and then we'll look to go long at that point. Okay. We're playing with fire here a little bit, but that's kind of okay. I mean, the risk will be tight, so we'll put the stop under here. If that's triggered, stop goes under here. It looks like a C wave to me, you know. It looks like it doesn't want to go down any further. It's got that nice C shape to it. And uranium. So with uranium, we're looking at this as wave 1 up here with an A and a B and a C for wave 2 here. But I've got to be careful here because it's not the best looking impulse wave I've seen to the upside. So it's possible that we can have an A wave here, a B wave over here, and a C wave down here. I don't think it's the case. But I do have that B wave up there. I'm just going to turn the colour down a little bit. It's possible, but I'll just leave it there for the moment. So last time we spoke, we were looking for, we had this 1, 2, 3 here, and we were there at 4, so we're looking for one more move down and then a move up. So we've got that, so that's all good, and we can, it really hit on the 61.8% there, didn't it? So it looks like we're getting a little impulse wave up there. Let's just go from 100 ticks down to 5 ticks, and let's just see what we've got there at this point. Well, it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 here, and 2 here, and 3 here, and A, B, C for the 4th here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll probably get this finishing off here as some sort of 5th wave up here somewhere, and then we're going to get an A, B, and C pattern here. So we can go long at that point, but what I'm going to do is just show you the risk as well with this. So we'll go back to 100 ticks. So the risk is that if that is a B wave up here, then we've got, basically I've got it as an ABC here. Can we squeeze 5 waves out of it? Not really. Let's just still look at it a bit further though. The gap is the resistance there, so that's good to know. That's up there. So we're going as far as we know so far. We'll be coming up here a little bit further. What's that? 25. What's that level there? 25. What's that doing there? Let's just say that it gets to, it shouldn't really be there. There shouldn't be any bother in there. 26 is really the number there at that point. So we want that. We'll check on this tomorrow. That will finish off there tomorrow, and it will also give us most of this here. So we can look to go long here, but what we'll do is we'll just go half a position or quarter, third, whatever you want to do, and then we'll look to build up on top of this B wave here, which really means a classic trading levels pattern at this level here for this, at the 2650, the lower end of group 2. I'll just put it like that. So yeah, okay, so that's all looking good. And now natural gas. So I've just been focused on this 5 wave structure here for this. I'm just going to remove that. So we've had this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're looking for an ABC to come back in the box here. It does appear we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So probably down at the 52 we can expect a bounce, and then coming back in 3 waves for the B wave, and then coming down for the C wave, and then moving off from that point there. If you want to hedge that position that we got there, it's not such a bad idea, or you can get out at break even. The rest of this pattern here can be part of a triangle pattern, but I'm still thinking whichever way we look at it, this could be the E of 4 here, but I'm thinking this can still be wave 1, 2 here. That's what I'm thinking. And it's quite natural for it to, you know, it's tried to get up through, to go up through the level and come back and test it, and then move off again. So I think that's what's occurring at this point. If I just go to the daily chart, is it, or 4-hour chart or something or other? Yeah, this is what we're thinking. I think it's a good case, you know, for wave 4 to be here as an A, B, C, D and E here for that. Then have wave 1 here and back for wave 2. So that's that, I think. That's that. We're just looking for that move and then up there for wave 3. So we'll put a bit of time and energy into this particular move, so it should move quite nicely from that point moving up there. I'm wondering, yeah, I mean this is the other count, putting wave 1 over here, but you know, it's hard to fit it in that regard. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that, I think. I just want to check on the 4-hour chart, see what I've done there. Can't remember. Yeah, it's still got the triangle pattern over here for that. This is coming down here, so that means when that's going to bounce back here, so that's good news. And the daily will be topping out for sure because it's above the previous highs. So let's clean these up. I need to get more objects on the chart anyway, so that's all good. So this will come down a bit further. This trend line will be handy too. If it does come below, it will bounce off that. So I just want to go back to the daily because we can see that the 4-hour is coming down here nicely. So that will push that B wave bounce back up, and then there'll be that one. So I just want to check on the daily to see where that is. Should be a bit toppy. Yeah, it's turning. That's good, and that's based on that move here. So that should load up okay. It's lagging, but I can see where it will be. So everything looks alrighty. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, so possibly in some cases gold and silver and crude oil, they've still got the possibility of downside, but there is a really good opportunity of them moving up. So they would be the ones to keep an eye on for any trend trading. Alrighty, cheers.